Willie D Live.
What's up, family? After he was indicted for murder, Karmelo Anthony's parents asked his supporters for more contributions to the tune of $1 million. I ain't got no problem with that, but some of y'all do, so let's talk about it. Karmelo, now 18, is accused of killing Austin Metcalf, 17, at a track meet in Frisco, Texas on April 2nd. The teen, who said he was acting in self-defense, faces a first-degree murder charge and has remained on house arrest since he got out of jail on a reduced bond of $250,000. During his time in jail, his family launched a fundraiser to aid in his legal fees and to provide security for Karmelo, who was 17 at the time of the incident and reportedly received racist threats after the murder. Now the family has increased their fundraising goal after raising over $500,000. On Tuesday of last week, Karmelo's dad shared a statement asking for more donations after updating the target amount of $1,396,725. Today we received the official news that the Alkaline County District Attorney has indicted our son, your nephew, your friend, your neighbor. Drew Anthony wrote in part on Facebook. This is a moment we hope we would never face, yet one we've been preparing for throughout these long and painful months. He continued, now as the legal process moves forward toward trial, we enter an even more intense phase, one that will demand everything from us emotionally, financially, and spiritually. The dad said the fundraised money would cover the family's relocation after repeated threats from uncivilized mutts in Texas and beyond. He also said the money would support living expenses, transportation costs, counseling, and more security. Wish I was on the security detail. If I needed that, if I was in that type of business, yeah, I'd be on the security detail. Yeah, run up and get done up. It is absolutely amazing that the same people that is crying for Karmelo to be prosecuted, sentenced to life, death. They want it. They want his head on a platter. Are the same people who was cheering for Daniel Penny when he choked to death an unarmed, harmless man on a subway in New York. These are the same people who donated all that money to, what's his name? Kenosha. What's that boy named? Kyle Rittenhouse, George Zimmerman. I mean, it's a long list, especially police officers. It's a long list. In fact, it's almost like if you kill somebody black, that's how you really come up with, that's how you get your retirement fund. Because until they killed somebody black, they ain't never had that kind of money. None of them. Think about what I'm saying, fam. They actually reward the killers. Yeah. Even the police officers. See, police officers, they're funded by the union. The union gonna take care of them. The police department, they're gonna take care of them. They got a huge community. They'll be taken care of no matter what. But their legal defense is taken care of. They're straight. The unions are going to take care of that. But beyond that, they get money to go on vacations and buying cars and houses and all kinds of stuff. To live, to continue to live, right? But this young fella, Karmelo Anthony, even though his family haven't touched a nickel of the money that they've raised They got all kind of lies spreading about the family going out buying houses and buying him a truck and, buying sneakers and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, when they can't hold their argument with the truth, they create lies. And they just got all kinds of lies. They just running with all kinds of lies. Here's another lie that's being told. Well, I won't necessarily say it's a lie that's being told, but it is a bias that is obvious. A lot of these news reports, when you read them, they say Austin Metcalf's killer. Instead of addressing Karmelo Anthony by his name, they say killer. They start off with killer, and they do that for a reason. They want to establish to everybody that there is no benefit of doubt. There is no innocent until proven guilty. He is the killer. Usually, even if you do kill somebody, they say alleged killer, right? Or they'll say the name of the person, especially if it's a kid, right? If it's a youngster, they'll say the teen, right? But when it's a black person involved, they'll say the man, or they'll say his name. They'll say Mr. this or that, whatever. See, all of this is to dehumanize black folks, and so people can look at black people as unredeemable. I know you motherfuckers. I know y'all. I got you like this. Then they got black folks out here feeling guilty about donating, like feeling guilty about supporting the boy, when they've never felt guilty about supporting nothing, nobody. When they want to get behind somebody, they just get behind them, and anybody else is going to have to deal with it. So, but I would suggest this. For those of you who don't give a damn, like me, I'll boldly let you know where I stand. Continue on. But for those who want to operate in silence and just donate your money, silently donate your money, just like they do. A lot of them, they work in government, they work in law enforcement, they work in Congress, and they donate money to these funds for people who kill black people just because they're black. Yeah, they're all over this country. They do it all day, every day. So if what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah. I mean, just the lies that they tell, man. The lies. Now, the thing is, his family, this 1.3 million that his family raised, they gonna need every bit of it. They're gonna need every bit of it to have a chance at representing him properly. So it ain't gonna be a lot of money left over, if there's anything at all. It ain't gonna be a lot left over for the family to be able to live a cushy life. That ain't gonna happen. This is a murder case. And if you want the best representation in a murder case, you're gonna have to spend top dollar. Top dollar. The more you spend, the better lawyers you can afford. Yeah, now that ain't always true, because you still gotta vet them, because all lawyers who charge a lot of money ain't necessarily good lawyers. There are some lawyers who have some very, economical fees, and they're really, really good, but they just haven't had a chance, to defend a case on this level. He's gonna need some fire. He gonna need that fire to get out of this one. Because number one, he's in a good old boy town. Frisco, Texas. Say, fam. It ain't like, now here's the thing. Every city in Texas is not created the same. Like Frisco is a lot different than Houston. All right? Houston, there's a lot of oversight. It's a big city, big major city. So there's a lot of oversight. It ain't like look, good old boys running everything. Good old boys can get toppled in Houston. You dig what I'm saying? They can't do that. That's why a lot of them, they go to those small towns where they can get away with literally murder. They can get away with railroading people, stealing property, locking people up for no reason. Now, here's the deal. They try to say that it's not about race, right? Yet, Karmelo's family is receiving racial threats all day, every day. You go online and they calling them all kinds of names. All of this racial stuff is online, but they say it's not about race. It's always about race. It's always about race with these uncivilized mutts. It's always about race. We try to not make it about race. Ain't nobody waking up like, what a race is? What a man ain't seen no racism all day. What a race? Ain't nobody waking up like that. We tired of this shit. We tired of it. But some of y'all just can't let it go. You can't let it go. And I can guarantee you, I'll bet you $1 to a donut, if Karmelo Anthony was white, this wouldn't even be a case. This would have been self-defense, case closed. They damn sure would not have given the boy $1 million bond, where the lawyers had to fight to get it reduced to $250,000 for a self-defense. Let's not forget, if Austin Metcalf don't approach Karmelo, mind his business, there's a good chance, unless something unforeseeable had happened to him, he would still be alive. He would still be alive. If he had kept his hands to himself, he would still be alive. And I know damn well a lot of these people, most of them who are rooting for Austin and his family to get justice, I know damn well that they would not be doing all of that if Karmelo Anthony was white. You see, just like any other crime where people of the same group harm each other, white on white crime is significant. Yeah. It's up there. I think what they say, like 87%, something like that. So it happens all the time, and you don't see them making big fusses like this. No, this is straight up racist. This is straight up racial. So you can take that somewhere else. All that tough talking and all of that slick talking and gaslighting that y'all do, you can take that somewhere else. The propaganda machine don't work over here. The family is right to raise more money. Hopefully that $1 million would be enough, but there's a chance that might not even be enough. But I think they'll get some help. They'll get some relief from some lawyers out there who are really, really good, who would want to work this case, who would really want to work a case like this, who is already in their mind like, I'm sure there's a lawyer out there like, oh yeah, I can prove this was self-defense. This is going to be a slam dunk, But you got to pay them lawyers. Justice ain't free. Black people and anyone who believes in justice shouldn't let haters or critics discourage them from supporting a cause that matters. Movements for justice has always faced resistance from those uncomfortable with the truth, change, and accountability. And you hypocrites, I see you. I recognize your double standards and hypocrisy. Progress is not silent. Oh man, it's loud. I'm talking real loud. So if your heart is in it, stay in it. No more talk.